everyone, you are welcome to the Crochet Baby Fashion channel. My name is Yvonne and I'll be taking you through step-by-step guide on how to crochet these beautiful baby bonnet with the ears. It's an ideal project for beginners, okay? Now, this bonnet makes an excellent newborn photo shoot prop. So, those who have newborn babies and you're considering having a photo shoot, consider making this bonnet for your baby. Now, please subscribe, like, and share if you haven't done so. Please like this video so that YouTube can recommend it to other people, okay? Thank you so much. Now, let's get into the tutorial. So for the baby bonnet, I'm going to be using this DK weight yarn, and I'm going to be using a 4.5mm hook, a cutter, and a yarn needle. Oh, lest I forget, a measuring tape. Let's get right into it. So I'm going to begin with a magic ring, but if you find it difficult to work the magic ring, you can chain 4. Just a quick one like so. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then you can just slip stitch into the first chain, and then you can continue by working your stitches into this ring, but I would go with a magic ring. Alright, let's begin with a magic circle or magic ring, and this is how I do mine, just like so. I make sure to leave enough tail, and then just twist the yarn like so, put my thumb on it, insert the hook and draw up a loop like so. So I'm going to be working into this ring. So chain 2 doesn't count as a stitch. Work 12 double crochet into the ring. I'll meet you once I have my 12. So now I have 12 double crochets. Now what I'm going to do is to pull this tail and pull it tight to close the ring like so, and then slip stitch to the beginning double crochet, not the chain 2 but into the top of the first double crochet that you made, and then chain 2 doesn't count as a stitch. But before I continue, I like to sew this in to the back. So this is just to make sure that the center never pulls out and it's totally secured. Alright, so now we can continue. So for the next round, remember the chain 2 doesn't count as a stitch. We're going to place 2 double crochet into each of the 12 stitches for a total of 24 stitches. So what we're working on now is the crown width, okay? And this is the measurement that matters the most, not the hook size you're using or the yarn weight. So far as you're able to get the crown width, then your hats would be perfect. Now for a preemie, the crown width should measure at least 3 inches or 3.5 inches, and for a newborn to 3 months it should measure 4 inches. Now that is the size I'm making for a newborn to 3 months, and so for those who want to make 3 to 6 months, your crown width should measure up to 5 inches, and then 6 to 9 months it can measure up to 5.25 or 5.5 inches. so you keep increasing in all the stitches. So we're placing 2 double crochet into each of the stitches. By the time we end this round, we should have a total of 24 stitches. So I'm at the last stitch of this round. Please do not work any stitch into this stitch. This is just the slip stitch, okay? The moment you work a stitch in here, you have disrupted the count because we are going with an even number here. So the moment you work one here, it means you no longer have 24 stitches, you would have 25 stitches. And so the next round, it will affect the sequence we're going to be working in. So if it helps, use a stitch marker to always mark the very last stitch so that you know that when you get here, work into that stitch, you're not going to work into any more stitch, rather you're just going to slip stitch into the beginning double crochet stitch. So let's slip stitch to join, and then chain 2, place 2 double crochet into the same stitch. Now we're going to work 1 double crochet into the next stitch and then an increase into the next. Simply what I mean by saying increase is that you're making 2 double crochet into the same stitch, and then into the next one just 1 double crochet and then an increase in the next, and so on. So go ahead and finish this round and then we'll continue to the next one. Now let's finish this round with a slip stitch to join, and so for round 4 we're going to chain 2 just like we did before, and then place 2 double crochet into the same stitch. Now we're going to work a different sequence here. We're going to work 1 double crochet into the next stitch, another double crochet into the next stitch, then we increase. Okay, so 1 1 2 into this, 1 here, 1 here, 2 into the next. That is the sequence we're working in this round. So 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet into the next, now 2 double crochet into the next stitch, like so. So this is what we're going to repeat for the entire round. So go ahead and finish this round and then I'll meet you back here to continue. Now let's slip stitch to join. And then at this point, I'd like to take a measurement and see if I have my crown width. Alright, so I have the correct crown width, and for me, I'm not going to increase any longer. But if you're making a 3 to 6 months, then you'd have to increase again another round until you've got 5 inches. Alright, so for the next round, it's going to be a chain 2, doesn't count as a stitch, and you're going to place 1 double crochet into each of the stitches. At this round I have 48 stitches, so with the round 5 I would still have 48 stitches because I am no longer increasing. Now I'm at the end of this round. Join with a slip stitch to the first double crochet stitch. You can see that the heart is now taking shape because of the no increase round. It's curving. So for the next round, we're going to chain 2. So we are working 1 double crochet into 45 stitches. We are skipping 3 stitches. So go ahead and place 1 double crochet into the next 45 stitches, or any number of stitches you're working, but make sure that you leave 3 stitches in between. Okay, you leave 3 stitches in between so that you end up with an odd number. Okay, so these are the 3 stitches that I'm going to skip, and just chain 2, turn. We're going to make 1 double crochet into each of the stitches around, so we're going to end up with the same 45 stitches, or whichever number of stitches that you have going on for you. So we'll continue in this exact manner until we have the height that we want. If you have your baby close to you, then you can just check with baby's head. But in case you're making it for someone who is not close to you, then you would have to make use of a standard measurement size. So I'm going to be doing this until I have depth of about 5.5 inches. The depth is going to be measured this way, from here to here. That's the depth. So for 3 to 6 months, the depth should be 5.75 inches. Okay, so I'm at the last stitch of this row. So all I'm going to do is just chain 2, turn, and continue with 1 double crochet into each of the stitches across. So for the standard measurement size, you'd have to Google, because there are so many, and you'd have to, Google and find which one works best for you, because I may give you some and it may not work for you, because every baby differ. Okay, babies are different in sizes, and they may be of the same age in months, but their head size, their body shape, their body size is never the same. So it helps to have the baby close to you so you can take a measurement yourself. Alright, so for the next row, chain 2, turn, and we're going to be working something different. So double crochet into the first stitch like usual. Now yarn over and then work a back post like so. Double crochet, yarn over, pull through the two, yarn over, pull through two. So it's just a normal double crochet, but you're working not in the top loop but in the post, like around the stitch. And then the next one is going to be a front loop, double crochet. The next one is a back loop, double crochet. And the next is a front loop like so. This is all we're going to be doing for this row and the next row for my height. So depending on the height that you're working with, you can keep creating the rib effect. So this is going to be my last row. So chain 2, turn, and then double crochet into that same stitch. Now every back post is going to receive another back post around it. So insert your hook and work that back post. Yarn over, insert your hook from the front to the back and around the post like so. Now yarn over like you're creating your double crochet stitch and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now do for the back post. So like you noticed, it's front post, back post, front post, back post. That is all we're doing. So go ahead and finish up, and then we will create the straps. Alright, so for the last stitch, just double crochet into that stitch. Now for the straps, we're going to chain 50. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Chain 50. I'll meet you once you're done with the 50. 48, 49, and 50. Now we're going to slip stitch all the way till we get to this side of the bonnet. So slip stitch into the second chain from the hook and continue slip stitching into each of the chain stitches. So this is my last slip stitch. Now what I'm going to do is to single crochet two. I'm going to single crochet into this very first stitch like so. Now others would crochet into the stitch, like into the side stitches, but it creates a gap that I'm trying to avoid. So I would be, crocheting into the side stitches like so, like where the last stitch is coming out from. I'll place two single crochet into that place like this. So you can see that it closes everything up. It doesn't leave any nasty gap. And then into that very last stitch where this one is coming out from you, single crochet into it, and then single crochet into the three stitches that we skipped. Then you're going to single crochet into that stitch where this one is coming out from, and then just keep placing two single crochet into these places that I told you about. It's better than actually putting the stitches right into the side. It creates a gap, so it's better the way we're doing it. So that's my little tip or trick that I use. Okay, so two single crochet, and then one single crochet in the very last stitch, and then you're going to chain up 50 and slip stitch back down. So now you're just going to slip stitch back down to the brim, and then that is where we're going to end this bonnet, and then we can begin working on the ears. Okay, so now you can slip stitch into that first stitch where you did the single crochet from this row. Alright, so you can cut, and our bonnet is almost ready. So now we're going to set this aside and make the ears. So for this also, I'm going to use the magic ring and chain 2 and place 12 double crochet into the ring. Now pull the tail to close the ring, and then slip stitch to the beginning double crochet. Now the next thing we're going to do is to chain 2, place 2 double crochet into this stitch, then 1 double crochet into the next, 2 double crochet into the next, 1 double crochet into the next. So that's all we're going to be doing, and then we'll slip stitch and then cut our yarn. So we'll make 2 of these for the ears, and then we'll sew it onto our bonnet. So if you find this tutorial useful, please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you so much. God bless you. So make another one of this, and then we'll sew it onto the bonnet. So now our baby bonnet is ready. Thanks for watching, and until next time, bye.